Oh, we're so close to summer, and it's starting to feel like summertime as we look out over Lookout Mountain. Some clouds, but overall blue skies and warm weather just warms your bones up. The fountain was on at Union Station today as Coloradans were outside enjoying the sunshine. We've been missing that a lot over the last week or so. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Alexandra Lewis. The heat is going to be sticking around for a while. So let's check in with Kathy Sabin, who's tracking the heat for us. And we hit 90. We did it today.
We did 90, yes, in downtown Denver. The official observation site at DIA, not quite that warm yet, but I think we are going to get there. Temperatures trending way above the average of 82. And there's the chance of a brief rain shower or thunderstorm tonight between about 7 and 8 o'clock. So watching the Front Range foothills and the clouds bubbling up. Severe threat is low, which is wonderful. And really the big story, as Alex mentioned, is the heat. We're 89 currently in Denver, 94 in Greeley, 89 in Lamar, and 89 in Grand Junction. Winds have been fairly light this afternoon, so that hasn't been a big issue. And most of the thunder shower activity has been over central and southern Colorado. Although looking at the radar in the foothills, we've got a little thunder and lightning around Conifer, Castle Rock, down toward the Monument area. And we do think one or two of these will cross into Denver around 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. The best chance for beneficial rain, Cortez, Pagosa Springs, Alamosa, right down to the New Mexico line. Severe threat remains very low tonight and again tomorrow. And the chance for rain, as I mentioned, kind of jumps up a little bit around 7 o'clock. It's not huge, but I'm saying there's a chance. So if you're looking for a little rain to cool you off, I think we've got that in the forecast for you. Temperatures have been in the low 90s in downtown Denver, and they will slide these numbers into the low 70s by about 8 o'clock. Your weather headlines include, we're going to track that chance for a brief shower tonight. The midweek storm outlook is coming up, and the Father's Day holiday weekend forecast. It is going to be a warm one, perfect for outdoor barbecuing. All those details just ahead.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kathy. President Trump is at Fort Bragg in North Carolina today to celebrate the Army's birthday after sending thousands of Marines to Los Angeles in response to the protests against ICE.
Now, the politics of the response of the protests are coming into play as Trump trades barbs with Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has more.
President Trump late today in North Carolina addressing troops at Fort Bragg to mark the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army.
God bless the U.S. Army and God bless the USA.
The celebration comes amid his controversial move to deploy hundreds of Marines to Los Angeles to quell immigration protests sparked by ICE raids.
But the National Guard, they needed a little extra help, and we sent them a little, and we did a great job last night.
Critics say the order to send in military personnel on top of National Guard members is overkill.
He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match.
California Governor Gavin Newsom ramping up his war of words with Trump, posting these are the acts of a dictator, not a president. But the administration sees the political battle with the blue state as a winning issue. One White House official telling NBC News, we're happy to have this fight. The debate boiling over on Capitol Hill, Republicans piling on Newsom.
He ought to be tarred and feathered, I'll say that. I mean, look, he's standing in the way of the administration and the carrying out of federal law.
Democrats slamming the optics of armed U.S. military personnel in a major American city.
This is an order not just for California, but for this entire country, and they can send people anywhere. And that is dangerous. It's wrong.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth also on Capitol Hill today defending the troop deployment. A top Pentagon official at the congressional hearing estimated that sending members of the National Guard and Marines to Los Angeles would cost around $134 million. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Washington.
My Pillow guy Mike Lindell was back on the witness stand today at his defamation trial. Former Dominion Voting Systems executive Eric Coomer is suing Lindell, who claimed Coomer and Dominion rigged the 2020 election. Much of today's testimony has consisted of Lindell's attorneys trying to explain how his belief that elections were rigged came to be. But Lindell's testimony has complicated matters. The judge has scolded him for not directly answering questions and offering long-winded, rambling replies. Coming up tonight at 6 with Cloud Clark, we'll have much more on today's day in court.
A Morrison man will spend nearly 4 years in prison and has to pay more than $900,000 after he illegally obtained PPP loans during the pandemic. 39-year-old Richard Nieto was indicted on February 2023 on 3 counts of wire fraud and 5 counts of money laundering. According to a plea agreement, he successfully obtained 2 PPP loans totaling more than $913,000. Before making a payment on either loan, he submitted fraudulent occupations for loan forgiveness. One loan was fully approved. He was sentenced today to 46 months in federal prison and ordered to pay more than $962,000 in restitution.
A baby in Colorado is surviving today because of a drug that isn't FDA approved. His parents say it saved his life after he was diagnosed with a rare and deadly disease. 9 News reporter Rhea Jean spoke with the family, who is now worried the treatment could be taken away because the FDA denied approval last month.
Chubby and chatty. Gilbert does all the normal baby stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
These everyday moments
So, do you want to tell the story? Go ahead. It happened to you.
feel like miracles for Andrew and Madison Dryden.
So he'll be 6 months at the end of June.
It's been a little bit of a ride to get to 5 months.
A week after he was born, Gilbert was diagnosed with Barth syndrome.
When you read anything about Barth syndrome, it's incredibly scary because it's basically like, good luck.
It's a rare and often fatal genetic disorder, with 85% of early deaths occurring before age 5.
What our doctor said was, she said, breaks my heart to tell any parent that their child has Barth syndrome. But also, I get to tell you that we have an experimental drug for it.
Yeah, L-mipritide.
Through an expanded access program, a daily shot of L-mipritide is the reason Gilbert can be Gilbert.
He's gaining weight. His checkups have been good. Everything's been reassuring. And then to get the news that it wasn't approved.
Despite an advisory committee vote in favor of approval, the FDA rejected the drug in May.
We thought we were done with the roller coaster.
There's now a pathway for accelerated approval, but that could take years. The company that supplies the drug says they're running out of funding to keep providing access.
In a pre-L-mipritide world, which is what we're facing right now, we better, look at him and make our memories and take our pictures. Because that's what we're going to have to look back on.
Barth syndrome currently has no other treatments.
L-mipritide is like hope. L-mipritide is our baby has a chance at growing up.
Families like the Drydens are now asking, what more proof do they need?
We have such compelling, loud evidence here that we think we should just reverse the decision.
The Barth Syndrome Foundation says approval for L-mipritide has been 10 years in the making. And the company making the drug said there are 35 patients worldwide that rely on it, and they recently had to cut 30% of its staff just to keep funding and supplying it. Rhea Cha, 9 News.
That's really hard to take, Rhea, because parents will do anything, and just to not be able to get that. I mean, there's nothing else they can do. Their hands are tied.
It's the only option, yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Since Colorado's hand-free law went into effect at the start of the new year, Colorado State Patrol says troopers have issued close to 200 citations. The new law bans drivers from using a cell phone while driving unless you have a hands-free accessory. In 2024, troopers cited 158 drivers. In the first 5 months of this year, that number was 187 citations, and we still have 6.5 months left in 2025. So if you do get pulled over with your phone in hand, you will receive a $75 ticket plus 2 points added to your license. If you get pulled over again, it will double to $150, and then you get 4 points added to your license.
Coach Prime isn't in Boulder, and he hasn't been lately. Instead, he's been at his estate in Texas dealing with an unspecified health issue. That's according to ESPN. CU's annual summer football camps began last week, but Sanders reportedly hasn't been there. I mean, this is him at other stuff. On a YouTube live stream Sunday, his son, Dion Jr., said he was feeling well, but he didn't know when they would be heading back to Boulder. We reached out to CU about Coach Sanders' condition, and they told us no comment.